You are Locked On Yankees Postcast, part of Locked On Sports New York on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, the Yankees come up short, and now the season, unfortunately, folks, has come to an end. The Dodgers come from behind in Game 5 of the Fall Classic. Final score 7-6 in a heartbreaker. New York had a 5-0 lead with Gerrit Cole on the mound, and they could not finish it off. 3 big home runs from the Bomber offense, not enough because of an incredibly bad 5th inning. We'll break it all down. That proved to be too much to overcome. And now baseball, as we said, in 2024 is complete. Los Angeles captures the title, their 8th World Series title. The Yankees fall short. Hello, everyone. I'm Jay Berman. If you're a New Yorker, you might recognize my work. If not, welcome aboard. I've spent more than 2 decades in the biz, everything from TV to web to radio. You can follow me on X at Jay Berman. That's Jayberman. Welcome to the Locked On Yankees Postcast, both on the Locked On Sports New York YouTube channel and the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. The Postcast gives you a place to hang out after every single Yankees game. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. We'll chat everything Gerrit Cole, who, as we said, was pretty good, at least for the first half. He threw a season-high 108 pitches. Aaron Judge finally went yard, but it wasn't enough. Yanks also got long balls from Jazz and Giancarlo, but the fateful 5th inning, that was the killer, and we'll break it all down. All that coming up on the Postcast, including more. Today's episode is brought to you by GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. As we said, a memorable game, really a memorable series that has now come to an end. 1970 was the last time a team down 0-3 in the World Series forced a Game 5. The Yankees did that. However, no team has ever forced a Game 6 down 0-3 in the World Series, and that remains true as the Yankees fall in 5. What's interesting about this series was perhaps one-sided, a 4-1 series victory for the Dodgers. However, the Dodgers managed to score just one more total run in the series. The Dodgers and Yanks had each scored 18 runs before tonight, and obviously 7-6 was the final. So the Dodgers scored 25, the Yankees scored 24, and yet we'll look back in the history books and see a 4-1 breezy win for the Dodgers. A big reason why, obviously, was that 5th inning, and we'll get to it. First, we have to get to Gerrit Cole, who, as we said, threw 108 pitches, which was a season high, 6 2/3. And considering the way the 5th inning went, the fact that he came out and pitched in both the 6th and 7th inning really was remarkable, and John Smoltz certainly made note of that. Cole, 6 2/3, 4 hits, 5 runs, no earned runs. All 5 runs scoring in the 5th inning were unearned. However, he did walk 4, 108 pitches. He obviously does not figure in the decision. So the 106th World Series game in the Bronx all-time comes to an end with a Dodger win. All right. As for the 5th inning, it was fateful and it stunk. Kike, of course, got things started, always in the middle of things. Kike Hernandez, just an absolute all-time clutch player. In the 5th inning, in the top of the 5th inning, he got things going for LA. It snapped an 0-for-27 for the Dodgers. They had not had a hit in like 24 hours. So an 0-for-27 skid for the Dodgers, snapped by a Kike hit in the 5th. Then on consecutive plays in that 5th inning, Judge with the drop in center, his first error of the season, remarkably. Volpe with the error, the bad throw to Jazz at 3rd. And then, of course, Cole doesn't cover first base on Mookie Betts' ground ball. And you have the makings of an absolutely historically terrible inning. Again, on consecutive plays, the Judge drop, The Volpe bad throw to Jazz at third on a runner trying to advance. And then, of course, Betts hits the roller. Looks like the Yankees are out of the inning. Instead, Cole doesn't cover first base. Rizzo has no chance to beat Betts to the bag. Betts beats Rizzo to the bag. A run scores. And the rest, as you say, is history. The Yankees had a 5-0 lead after 3 home runs tonight. The home runs came courtesy of Stanton, Judge, and Jazz Chisholm. As for Judge, you figured it was a sign of things to come for Judge, who entering play tonight was 2 for 15 with 7 Ks in the World Series, 7 for 46 with 20 Ks during the postseason. And what does he do in the very first inning? A 2-run shot, his first home run in the last 25 at-bats for Judge. And then, of course, Jazz goes back-to-back. That made it 3-0 Yanks. As for Freddie Freeman, he did not homer. He, of course, does have the record for most consecutive World Series games with a home run at 6. He did that yesterday, but he did drive in 12 runs in the World Series, and that is a single season record. All right, Juan Soto did reach base 4 more times, 3 walks and a single, and he extends his on-base streak in the postseason to 25, but again, it's not worth much at this point in time. As we said, the fateful 5th inning is where everyone will focus on, and rightfully so. As we said, Gerrit Cole was mowing them down, scoreless through 4. In fact, they were hitless through 4. Kike gets the hit that snaps the 0 for 27, and then all heck breaks loose. As we said, the Yankees have been playing shoddy defense, have been running shoddy bases, and just not making the close plays that the Dodgers make. Not only do the Dodgers make the small plays, the individual type plays the Yankees don't, but they capitalize when their opponents do, and that's exactly what the Dodgers did. At 5-0 with Cole on the mound and the Dodgers without a hit, you're thinking from a Yankee perspective, get me to Game 7. We got Game 6 covered with Rodon. Anything can happen in Game 7. Unfortunately, the Dodgers had different plans. Even when the Yankees retook the lead at 6-5 with a run in the bottom of the 6th, in the 8th, a pair of sac flies on a monster inning. Tommy Kahnle proved to be the difference in regards to the pitches in that inning. 2 hits, 2 runs, a walk through just 8 pitches, could not find the strike zone. Luke Weaver threw an inning and a third. He gave up a walk and a hit. 22 pitches was not his best stuff. Mark Leiter Jr. got a huge out in the 9th. But again, the Yanks could not get anything done against Walker Buehler, who, by the way, pitched the 9th inning after getting the start in Game 3 and getting the win in Game 3. He threw 76 pitches in the victory, essentially 1 full day of rest for Buehler, and he does the job in the 9th inning rather easily. Dodgers pitchers walked 9. 9 Yankees walked. They only had 7 hits. The Yankees had 8 hits, but again, with those 9 walks, it felt like the Yankees should have been up multiple runs instead of trailing 7-6. Dodgers, as we said, used the bullpen mightily today. That's because Jack Flaherty, the starter, only went an inning and a third and threw just 35 pitches. They went to Bonda, Brazier, Kopech, Vesia, Gratterall, Trinan, who was phenomenal in 2 1/3, threw 42 pitches, including the monster strikeout of Anthony Rizzo in the bottom of the 8th inning. Walker Buehler, as we said, struck out 2, 16 pitches to get that final 3-out segment in the 9th inning. And Walker Buehler, the save, his first postseason save. Blake Trinan, who, as we said, pitched a 3rd straight day, 42 pitches, just 25 for strikes, but several of those strikes were meaningful enough. 3 strikeouts, including that huge one of Anthony Rizzo. All right, when we come back, did we see Juan Soto for the final time in a Yankees uniform? We obviously hope not, but we'll break it down and we'll take a look at the long off season. All right, you can now win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. PrizePicks is the best way to get action on sports in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, so your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, PrizePicks keeps your lineup live. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. Join over 10 million users and sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Download the app today. Use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. All right, segment number 2 here on the Locked On Yankees postcast for the final time here in 2024. Obviously, we wanted the season to be extended to at least 6, if not 7. Didn't happen tonight, thanks to a fateful 5th inning, which featured 2 errors and 1 terrible mistake that was not logged in the scorecard, if you will. And that, of course, was Gerrit Cole not covering first base on the Mookie Betts ground ball to Anthony Rizzo at first base. But again, 2 errors. We'll call it unofficially 3 errors in that inning. Obviously, the first one was the drop by Judge, just a lazy fly ball off the end of the glove. And then Volpe's throw to third base to try and get the runner skipped into the glove of Jazz Chisholm, who could not make the play at third. That was error number 2. And then, of course, the fatal error, if you will, of the inning was Cole not covering. But we've seen it all before from a Yankee perspective, doing all the little things wrong, be it base running, defense, and much, much more. Fundamentals were never there. Good thing for the Yankees throughout the regular season is most of the teams, specifically in the American League, aren't very good. And the upper echelon talent of the American League was not on the level of the Yankees, be it Kansas City, be it Cleveland. So the Yankees took care of business against the Royals and the Guardians, respectively, even with those mistakes rearing their ugly head. We saw it multiple times in both the Kansas City and the Cleveland series, and then obviously the fateful 5th inning in the World Series against the Dodgers. Again, 7-6 the final score. Trinan gets the win, Canley the loss, Buehler the save. The Dodgers win their 8th World Series title, and it gives you a little perspective on just how much winning the Yankees have done over the past century plus. 27 world titles, and of course, nobody wants to hear that now. We'll mention it once and then we'll move on, but 27 world titles for the Yankees, not too shabby considering the next most is the Dodgers with 8. All right, we talked about Aaron Judge entering play tonight. Judge was 2 for 15 with 7 Ks in the World Series. He was 7 for 46 with 20 Ks during the postseason. And what does he do in the very first inning? Hits a home run to the opposite field. As good as you could possibly look for a guy that was struggling. His first home run in 25 at-bats. And obviously after that, Jazz goes back-to-back. That made it 3-0 Yankees. They would add runs in the second and the third to extend it to a 5-0 lead. We enter the top of the 5th where the Yankees, as we said, are up 5 runs, and the Dodgers are without a hit. And then Kike gets things going. Kike stops an 0 for 27 Dodgers. Not Kike. The entire team was 0 for 27 dating back to game number 4. So it was a hit to lead off the 5th inning. And it proved to be a big one because on consecutive plays later in that frame, the drop in center by Judge, his very first error of the season, and then the bad throw from Volpe to Jazz at third, and then, of course, Cole not covering first base on the Betts ground ball. By the way, we talked about the relievers, and even Joe Davis brought it up. This was a race to see who could get through their bullpen quicker without the blow up. These 2 bullpens were so taxed, so heavily taxed. Luke Weaver, for the first time in his career, remember, Luke Weaver's not young. The first time in his career pitching for a third straight day. There was even talk that Brent Honeywell for the Dodgers would come in. He threw 50 pitches yesterday. This was literally all hands on deck for both sides. The Yankees needed Cole, Holmes, Canely, Weaver, and Leiter. They're all their best relievers. And the Dodgers did the same with Bonda, Brazier, Kopech, Vesia, Gratterall, Trinan, and Buehler. And again, the Dodgers win it 7-6. They won 98 games during the regular season. They were the best team in the National League during the regular season, and they proved to be the best team in baseball throughout the playoffs as well. As we said, the fundamentals just not there for the Yankees. They were able to absorb most of those mistakes throughout the regular season and throughout the first 2 rounds of the postseason, but you just knew if those mistakes happened against a team like the Dodgers, that things would turn ugly, and that's exactly what happened. A 5th inning that no Yankee fan will soon forget. Again, 7-6 was the final score. We talked about the runs being scored in this series. Not much, even though there was only 5 games in the series. The runs scored in the series coming into Game 5 was tied at 18 apiece. Obviously, the 11-4 blowout from game number 4 had a lot to do with that, but most of the games were close with the exception of Game 4. All of the games were less than 3 runs or fewer than 3 runs in a disparaging number, with the exception of the 11-4 game. So, as we said, Dodgers played 7 for 25. Yankees played 6 for 24. So they were managed to score just 1 run more, did the Dodgers, but obviously they won 4 games to 1. All right, so have we seen the last of Juan Soto in a Yankees uniform? Who knows? Gun to my head, I say he returns, but it's going to cost the Yankees a lot of money. It's going to cost anybody a lot of money. The question is there another team who wants to make a splash, be it the Dodgers or the Phillies or the Mets or another team in the American League, in fact? Who knows? But gun to my head, if you made me pick, I say Soto returns. But again, he's going to get $5, $6, maybe $700 million. It's a lot of money. He's going to get Shohei type money. He's going to get somewhere between what Judge got and what Shohei got. So that's going to be deep 9 figures for Juan Soto. As we said, it's going to be a long off season. We have to wait now until late March, early April to see the 2025 Yankees. And of course, we'll be with you along the way on the Yankees postcast. Before we do, we have one more segment of the show. We'll wrap things up on a disappointing game number 5. All right, let's talk game time for a moment. One of my favorite things to do, I've discussed this with you before, that's go see live events, be it a game, a concert, whatever. It's one of my favorite things to do. GameTime has a new feature called GameTime Picks that makes getting tickets for your favorite live events even easier. GameTime Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, use Locked On MLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code Locked On MLB. That's LOCKEDON MLB for $20 off. Download GameTime today. What time is it? It is game time. All right, final segment of the show, Locked On Yankees postcast. In fact, it's the final postcast of the year. Sadly, the Yankees are done, and so is the rest of baseball. Dodgers emerge victorious in game number 5, 7-6. They score 5 times in the 5th inning, courtesy of 2 errors and 1 huge misplay by Gerrit Cole. Cole was brilliant before that point. Had not given up a hit into the 5th inning. Yankees were working on a 5-0 lead and plenty of good vibes. Obviously, that came crashing and burning in the 5th inning. As we said, the Judge drop in center, the Volpe bad throw to third, the misplay by Cole not getting off the mound and covering first base on Betts' ground ball to Rizzo at first. You add all that up, 5 minutes later, we've got a 5-run inning. Cole went 6 2/3, tried to go 2 more innings after the 5th. Kudos to him for getting another 5 outs. He threw 108 pitches, which was a season high. He did not allow an earned run, which was obviously to his credit. However, he did walk 4. Yankees pitchers walked 7. Yankees batters earned 9 walks tonight. And without those 9 walks, the game probably wouldn't have been as close as it was. As we said, Judge had 2 hits tonight, as did Anthony Volpe. Glaber went 0 for 5. Austin Wells went 0 for 4. On the Dodgers side, 2 hits apiece for Kike, who's always in the middle of things during the postseason. October is his month to shine. Teoscar also had 2 hits. Freddie Freeman wins the MVP, obviously, home runs in the first 4 games of the World Series. And as we said, 6 consecutive World Series games for Freddie Freeman with a home run. He now has 2 titles, one with the Braves, one with the Dodgers. Mookie Betts now has 3 titles, one with the Red Sox, 2020 with the Dodgers, now 2024 with the Dodgers as well. All right, 7-6 the final score, and thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. Now go check out the Locked On MLB podcast. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it all covered every single day. You can find the link to Locked On MLB in the description, so you don't need to search. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We also have to mention our partners in crime at Locked On Yankees, Stacey Goudsoulias and Brian McKeon. As always, they're the best. Follow, subscribe, and enjoy. It's been a wonderful season here on the Locked On Yankees postcast. Looking forward to 2025. Yankees will obviously be strong playoff favorites next year as well. The season comes to an end after a 7-6 defeat to the Dodgers. Dodgers scored 2 in the 8th, and they were able to make it stand up with scoreless frames in the bottom of the 8th and the bottom of the 9th from Treinen and Buehler, respectively. The Yankees got a solid start from Gerrit Cole, but that fateful 5th inning proved to be the difference. 5 unearned runs for the Dodgers in the 5th inning. They never turned around after that. 7-6 the final score, and the Yankees season is now over.